Put Captain Solo in the cargo hold.
Hey everyone, Scooby-Doo here. Welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be doing the 1/6 scale review of the Han Solo and Carbonite by SideShow. I have them here posed with Fett and Vader. This is from one of the deleted scenes from Empire Strikes Back where they took a few minutes to pose for some selfies. I guess they decided to delete that, but I think that's kind of funny. There we go. Posing for selfies. Alright, so on to the actual review. I was just setting this up and I'm going to take away this white backing. It just made the control panel show up a little bit better. Get Fett out of the way. And pose back up. So on to the review. Now, I actually have a Hasbro Carbonite for my diorama, and since we've been doing the redesign of the Fett, Tatooine, Jabba wall, I decided to go ahead and purchase this 1/6 scale version from SideShow. See if I can get this fully into view. There we go. And so I wanted to review it. I kind of wanted to rant a little bit, and I also wanted to talk about the 1/6 Jabba the Hutt from SideShow as well, even though I don't have that figure. So we'll start with, actually I want to show you my Hasbro one. I'm actually taking it off the wall. And by the way, at the end of this video, we're going to be taking a look at my life-size Fett. I'm about 95% done with that now. So I want to show you really quickly, this is my Hasbro one. And I did a repaint on it. And it worked really well with my other figures. Except now that it's kind of closer to eye view on my shelves. And because the Hasbro is kind of a little off. Again, let me just show you. I'll actually just, you can see how much larger he is. Because again, it's a Hasbro 12-inch. I just didn't think it would look well with my other figures, being that you could see it so closely now. Also too, I plan on, hopefully if SideShow comes out with that Lando and Skiff Guard outfit later, I'm going to be putting him with Han and Carbonite as well. So I just wanted to get the better version. So first, that's a positive for SideShow, that they actually made one. So thank you, SideShow, for that. You can see here it comes with a base. It's a lighted base. It's not lit that well. It takes batteries. And then they give you this extra little piece here. You can slide it in for that look. Alright. And then they also give you this bar in the back to hold them up. There's actually like a magnetic kind of a grab to it that holds it up. It also comes with another metal piece where you can actually have him horizontally like this, if this is how you wanted to display him. So they give you two pieces for that, and they give you the option of using either the white or the orange, which is really nice. And then as far as the light up features, it does have this control panel. Oop, you can't see it. The control panel, which I think is actually the coolest part of this whole sculpt. And we'll take a closer look at it really quickly. Now, one of the things I don't like about the light up feature is if I were to have posed my two figures, my Fett and my Vader, and I had this in like an IKEA cabinet, I wouldn't be able to pull this out to turn it on and off, because you have to take this out. And so it would be literally impossible without having to actually take my other figures out and repose them afterwards and then turn this on, because it's just on a switch here. Also takes batteries. But the detail is really, really, really nice on it. You can see how it's lit with the LEDs. So a really cool feature, but I'm not sure why they did it this way. I would think They could have just put the batteries actually in the Carbonite block and did what I've suggested for them to do on a lot of their figures, and they actually have on a few like the C-3PO and R2-D2, which is just have it where like you touch it and it comes on and off. That would have been the first way I would have done it, just in general. And then the better way to do it, because I know a lot of you do display these in cabinets. See if I wanted to run the batteries out on it. I know a lot of you like to display these in those IKEA cabinets, which you probably also have them lit with LEDs on like a power adapter and then on a power strip. It would have been better if they just would have had the base powered with an adapter, which then the light probably would have been much brighter. Second thing, I would have probably put some lights right here. That way you could have it look more like the box version. Sorry, the box is so big and everything. See here how they have the light, how they have like a lighting effect coming up from the bottom? Would have been nice if they would have done some kind of lighting effect like that on the base. Right? Just put some lights down on the base like right here and then have it shine up. But they didn't do that. And again, they should have done it with a power adapter. And then they could have also, like the Kid Logic flying or hovering DeLorean, they actually have that on a powered base and the vehicle itself just lights up. I'm not sure how the technology is as such, but it would have been like if they would have done that with this, you would have just simply put it on the base and it just would have lit up. No batteries in the Carbonite. You could have plugged it up with an adapter and then actually just kept it in your shelving unit. So again, there's a lot of different ways they could have done it, but they didn't. Now, this particular time, I don't care that they didn't do it, to be honest with you, because he's just going up on my wall, so I'm not going to be using the base. It would have been nice if they would have done the batteries with the touch just to turn it on. I would have used that. But they should have used that other technology so you could have kept everything in the base, flip on one switch, and it all lights up. Then that would have been a pretty amazing looking piece to have in your collection. It still is, but I think they definitely could have done a better job with that. And then the actual detail, and by the way, all of these pieces come out, they're magnetized a little bit. All these pieces are really nice. But when I was looking actually at the sculpt, and I went back, I looked in the movies, this area here in the movies is reflective. Like if you look at the scene when he's coming out of the freeze and Lando goes over to check the controls, or when Fett is taking him to the ship, his slave one, you'll notice that all this area here is reflective. Not so much like a mirror, but it's kind of close. So if you want to check that scene out, you'll see that it's definitely reflective, and they did not make that reflective. So it's kind of odd that SideShow, because this right here, you can get this in a Black Series, Hasbro, and they all look really good. So really to stand out would be the control panel, which they did really well with that, but they didn't do the power correctly. And the second thing would have been to make this a little bit reflective, which they didn't. So overall, I like the figure. I would definitely add them to the collection. Although the Hasbro one, again, the Hasbro one works really well, but it's just the size difference. So if that's going to bother you, which just kind of bothered me a little bit. But you can see here, even on the Hasbro, I mean, the sculpt isn't bad. It's that part's kind of, I don't know, just kind of like all these different scales, the Black Series and stuff, they're all really good with this sculpt. So I'm really surprised that SideShow didn't make the sides reflective like they were in the movie. Unlike the Jabba, which I want to talk about a little bit, the Jabba, which I would have loved to have added to my wall, was like $800. $800. And I think because Jabba is so much larger and he's like a quarter scale, they treated him as such at SideShow and made him like a premium format, which their premium formats are more like statues, and then they run between 400 to 500. So they decided to make it more like a statue. Then they said, well, we're going to do the throne. Let's do that like a statue. And again, it's a really beautiful piece. And I'm going to grab my Black Series Jabba really quickly. It's a really beautiful piece, but they didn't have to make it $800. They could have done it out of a nice rubber, nice plastic, did it like a Black Series, but a little bit more detailed. Made the throne out of a nice plastic or something that they made out of this, and just added the extra details and made it like $250. And if you want the deluxe version with the throne, it could have been like $300. Kind of like they do with like the Emperor. And then if you want the chair, you pay this much more for it, but not $800. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Well, I'm grabbing my Jabba. I guess I should have had all this ready for the video, but I've been so busy because I actually had done another video earlier. Actually, I did 2 videos earlier this week, but I'm still working on some of the stuff that I was doing on the video. I thought it was going to be done in a couple hours, and it's been taking a lot longer. So this is the Jabba. This is a Black Series Jabba. And he looks pretty nice, right? Well, I guess, I mean, I'm saying he looks nice. I don't know if you think he does, but it would have been very easy for SideShow to just make a 1/6 of this. Make it out of a nice plastic, do a little bit more of the detail, make the eyes look a little bit better, and then add a throne. You know, make it the material that this base is made out of. Charge like $300 and make it where we can all have one, or at least think about purchasing one. This guy's mouth actually opens up. I'm Jabba. But to charge $800 is fine. Make a piece like that, but then make a regular one. Make one that's $300 or $250. That way we can have it in the collection. Because I know why they did it. He's more of a quarter scale. It's premium format. They just make them in statue form, and they just weren't thinking. So SideShow, you guys need to start doing a little bit better job. Not the figures. The figures and everything are nice. Well, they're somewhat nice. And actually, I think that was a nice rant. I didn't actually go off. I was going to go off, but I don't know. I'm just kind of happy that I'm getting a lot of this stuff completed. And it kind of made me laugh with the selfie with these, with these 2 guys. So there it is. It's not a great detailed review of the Carbonite block, but again, it's scaled. It does come lit up. Really cool panel, but it's a pain. You have to pull it out. And yeah, I would definitely add it to your collection. So there we go. I did all this in one take, which is how I like doing my videos. I don't like kind of cutting them up. So now we're going to actually go into the other room and take a look, a really quick look. We're going to do another detailed full version of the life-size Fett in a different video. Because I want to thank the person that sent me the new set of armor, which by the way was really nice armor, lightweight, flexible. Again, we'll talk about that later, but let's just go ahead and go in the other room. All right, so here is the Fett. I'll try to hold the camera as steady as I can. I really like how he came out. I still have to do some weathering to his gauntlets, and I have to add the decals to his chest and shoulder plate. And I'm not sure on the actual pose. I may have to purchase some different mannequin hands if I want him to hold his blaster, which I might have him do. But overall, he's pretty much finished. I'm going to show you his jetpack. Now I'm going to be having him posed actually with the with my life-size R2, which I'm going to be putting him back together hopefully this week and then we'll start a weathering job and get him all posed up. And he'll be going right there. All right, also too, I did a repose with my Darth Vader. Here he is. Looks kind of cool standing in the corner. Kind of coming out from behind the cabinet. And then I also too worked on the cabinet itself. I still have to do the lighting on the other side. But this is I did the backing area for our Imperial Guard and added his force pike. It's a better look. All right, so there we go. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Again, I have some other reviews coming up, and we're going to continue to work on this Fett and this wall and doing the dioramas as well. So I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.